Video game companies, man. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, video game companies, man, they just do not give a flying flip about game preservation, man. They really just do not give a flying care about game preservation, bro. You got companies like Nintendo, man. Look at Nintendo. They're discontinuing the Wii Shop, Wii U Shop, and the Nintendo 3DS Family System shops. As of 8/29/2022, it will be no longer possible to add funds. As of 3/27/2023, purchases will no longer be available. You gotta be kidding me with this, man. Like, imagine you paid for a game, or you paid the money for a game, right? And then not having access to that game down the line. That's literally stealing money from the consumer. But like a lot of people don't see it like that. They're like, oh, it's more convenient. I'm just gonna buy the physical release. It's more convenient. I'm just not gonna buy my bad. It's more convenient. I'm just not gonna buy the physical release. It's like, well, you don't own it. And in some cases, even with the physical, you don't own it, man. In some cases with the physical, you don't even own the game because they want to sit here and release a physical and just be like, here you go. But you got to download half the game. What is the point of that? When I buy a physical, man, I want the whole game on the disc. I want the whole game on the cart. I want the whole game. I don't want none of your, log into this service to download it. Log into so-and-so to download it. Here's your other half of the game. I want the full game on that. The full base game, day of release, however it was. If you need to put out some updates to fix some glitches that you found afterwards, okay, that's fine. But don't sit here and try to tell me that I buy a game, I plug the cartridge in, just download the game. Just download this whole game. Like, stop that nonsense, bro. That's anti-consumer. We need to preserve these video games, man. Preserve these video games. Look. Fire Emblems. Fate. Sales will end on the 3DS shop in February 2023. They're ending a month before. Even more anti-consumer. Not many people play this game anymore, but they're ending it a month before. A month before, man. Come on with that. They're ending it a month before the eShops are down. Come on now, man. Come on now. That's ridiculous, man. Y'all couldn't just hold out to the end. Come on. Because who knows, man? Someone might not know about this until the day before. Like, oh, dang, it's already gone, so I can't download it. And it might be one of their favorite 3DS games. It's not the best 3DS game, man. I'm not gonna lie, but like it could have been like their favorite 3DS game because people have taste in games now, y'all. Again, these are all the games, all these games. List. It just goes on and on and on, man. Look at this list. Long as heck, bro. Long as heck. Look at this list. All these games, man. Basically, most of these games, 90% or more of these games on this list, probably 99% of this list, gone, and never able to purchase them again, man. Like, what is that, man? Like, that's another problem. We got to think about music streaming too. Who wants to say these people that have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on music streaming, they can't get access to their libraries? If you bought them on streaming, you're streaming it, right? But if you bought the thing on like Amazon Music or you bought it on like iTunes or whatnot, what's to say they don't shut those services down in like 10 years and then you can't get access? What's to say they don't do it? What's to say they don't actually do that, man? And then all that music you paid for, gone by the wayside, just gone, bro. And those companies are richer and richer and richer and richer. It is ridiculous, man. Freaking ridiculous, man. And then, like I gotta say, you got companies like Ubisoft, man. Like Ubisoft, literally having a Steam sale a week before they announced that they are decommissioning Assassin's Creed Liberation off of Steam, bro. Like, what is that, bro? That is super shady. You trying to make, that just shows something, man. Like, all the companies, man, they're just about the, like, buck, the last dime they can get, man. Like, if they could, like, milk humans for money, they would, man. They don't care about what we actually want. They just care about making that last penny, that last little chump change. You know what I mean? The last little, like, cent out of us is ridiculous, man. Like, they were decommissioning this joint. They were decommissioning it after they had a sale on the game. And then you got the people arguing like, oh, well, it's available in another game. It's available in Assassin's Creed 3. Like, get yourself out with that nonsense. That argument is invalid because you got to think about it like this. We shouldn't have to be buying a separate game to get an original game. The original game should always be there. We should always have access to that original game. You know, we really should be having access to that original game. We should not ever lose access to the original game. Like, we shouldn't. And they're just gonna say, well, we don't want to waste the time with these older titles. They're online, it's just useless. La 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 di da. Shut your rotten mouths with that. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that, man. What we want to hear is that you are open sourcing it to the community. Let the community build their own open source to it if they actually still play the games. If they actually still play the games, let the community open source it, man. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. But you want to hear stuff so it costs less for you to maintain it, so you make more money in the long run. And you release more and more bad games with your microtransactions and your freaking cosmetic skins and all that nonsense that nobody actually wants. I'm telling you, Fortnite, man, that's what it goes back to. Fortnite ruined the gaming industry, man. It really kind of did. Like, it's a good game and all, but its concept, not the game didn't ruin it. It's the shop in it, like the what do you call it? The skins and all that in the game. Those are what ruined gaming, bro. Like, since 2017, I've seen the rise of it. Every company, bro, Blizzard, EA, Ubisoft, all these companies, they're just trying to build their games with microtransactions and make the quickest dime. They don't even care how good their game is. Their game could be literally complete dog shit, and they're still gonna sell it to you and try to flip a quick buck. It's ridiculous. Like, they're trying to make as much as they can off of freaking microtransactions, man. It's ridiculous. They need to stop this nonsense, man. Next thing I gotta tell y'all, Sony, they admitted the wrong decision and will keep the PS3 and Vita stores open. But look, how long are they gonna keep them open? Because if they were so easily trying to say, oh, we'll keep this open, we'll keep this open, we'll keep this open, after backlash, what's to say they don't just silently, when no one's thinking about it, just adios to the store. Like, what's to say they don't do it? Like, it's kind of ridiculous, man. But I applaud them, bro. I applaud them, right? I applaud them for reopening the stores. But, like, they still shut down the PSP store, man. All those games, most of those games, gone by the wayside. PSP games getting more and more expensive every day, man. You can download a lot of them on the PS Vita, though. But, like, they were going to try to shut down the PS Vita store. So we don't even know if they're actually going to try to keep the PS Vita and PS3 store open forever, bro. It could be 5 years down the line, and they just randomly are like, gone, see you later, don't come back with it. Like, it's ridiculous, man. It is actually ridiculous, man. And next thing I got to tell y'all about, this God of War Ragnarok bundle. Look, people are paying all this money for a God of War Ragnarok bundle. And it includes a steelbook with no disc inside. Like, what do you do? What do you do? I'm paying all this money. What am I paying all this money for? To have a digital copy? To have a digital copy of this, man. To literally have a digital copy. Like, most people buying this collector's edition are collectors. They are collectors. They do not want some rinky-dinky code to download the game. I don't see why. They don't want some rinky-dinky code to download the game. They want the actual physical game with the game fully on the disc. They don't want to waste their time downloading it on digital. They want it physical because they want that physical item that they can hold and cherish. They're collectors, man. They're collectors, man. But this turns all around, bro. This all turns around, man. This all turns around to the fact that these video game companies, man, they really do not care about you, man. They're anti-consumer. And it's been going on for far too long. And that's leading to where people are asking if piracy is moral. Is piracy moral? I don't condone piracy. I'm not going to say I condone piracy. But there's a rate where this game, let's say this game was on a shop. It was on PS3, PSP, PS Vita, Wii U shop, 3DS shop, and it was a beloved franchise, a beloved game, but you have no more access to it. No more access to it. Are you going to emulate that game? And the only way to get it is to emulate that game or pirate that game. Are you going to do it? Because I know as damn sure I know a lot of motherfuckers would. I know a lot of motherfuckers would. Pirate a game just cuz, man. They'll pirate it just cuz. Like Nintendo, they're like, oh, emulation is a gray area. Emulation is not what we want you to do. We want you to buy our games. And they release stuff like the Mario All-Stars bundle. Release it for like 3 months and be like, oh, well, it's gone. It's gone. Can't get that game. Making those games even harder to obtain. They weren't really hard to obtain in the first place because it's literally just Mario N64, Mario All-Stars, and whatever, those other games. But it wasn't really that hard to obtain in the first place. Like, that's all, like, I'm saying, bro. Like, these companies, man, they really do not care about the consumer, man. They are anti-consumer, man. They will sell you a game weeks before it's deleted off the stores. They will sell you freaking bundles, freaking collector's editions with no disc, no physical in the disc. Come on now, man. No physical disc, man. That is just disgusting. This anti-consumer stuff needs to stop. It really needs to stop. We need to preserve video games, man. Think about it. We're doing all this with all these online stores, but what about 30, 40, 50 years down the road when we're on like PS10, PS12, PS whatever, Xbox Series, whatever they're calling it, whatever Nintendo has out at the time. The stores we have now, if you release all your games physical, if you're not releasing all your games physical, they're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. Because they're not going to, in 20, 30, 40 years, they're not going to be maintaining those old stores. No. They're not going to be maintaining them. What we need to do is every new generation that comes out needs to be 100% backwards compatible with the last generation. Like when the PS5 came out, I wondered why it wasn't 100% compatible with PS4. Like the Xbox Series X, it was 100% compatible with Xbox One. Why was the PS5 not 100% compatible? That's what they need to do. They need to make all their consoles backwards compatible. They need to give us all the games they possibly can on the systems. They need to stop charging subscription fees. Try to make like, oh, look at this. Oh, we're going to give you like 3 or 4 N64 games. Nintendo is going to give us 3 or 4 N64 games and say, oh, here you go. $69.99, whatever, more a month, when your online is the worst online ever. Worse than like some stuff from 2012 and before. so bad. It literally, that's another rant. But like I'm saying, people, these video games companies do not care about preservation. They do not care about preservation. All they care about is making the quickest buck they can. They're going to take all these old games and they're going to put them on a service to try to charge you more money for them. It's like, no, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to release all the games as individual games so I can download them and buy them as individual games. Like the Nintendo add-on or whatever bundle, I want you to release that as an individual games. Every one of those games, individual games, so I can buy it. Release all those Sega Genesis games, individual games. All those SNES games, individual. All the NES games, individual. But they're not going to do that because that's not making them the most money. They want people to be subscribed to services. Everything is going back to companies wanting us to be subscribed to services, man. Subscribe to all these services and make these companies the most money. Keep going up and up the ladder, and their money just keeps going up and up the ladder, and we get a less and lesser product. It's ridiculous, man. These companies need to switch their tune. They need to switch their tune. They need to start preserving video game history. They need to stop doing stuff like Nintendo is doing and shutting down the Wii U shops, the 3DS shops. They just need to stop being like Ubisoft, removing Liberation off the thing and putting it on sale before they removed it. They need to stop all this anti-consumer nonsense because all it's doing is making piracy go higher and higher and higher and higher. That's all it is doing. Piracy will never stop. Will never stop until we have these video game companies doing the right thing instead of the money-making scheme that they are doing. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.